Today, I've decided to do something a little bit different than my normal videos. I'm going on a really long walk. So last summer, a friend of mine was like, hey, there's this 80-kilometer hike that I do every year. You want to join in? I was like, sure, why not? So it's now Saturday morning, almost a year later, and I'm on my way to this hike. Laura's driving me. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Maybe this is like one of those ultra marathon deals, but the hike is supposed to be over 24 hours. So I guess we're probably not running. I'm not sure if it's timed or if it's just kind of you finish, trying to make it to the finish line kind of thing. Somehow it's connected with Pfadi, which is like the Swiss version of Boy Scouts. Anyways, we're gonna see what's going on. This should be a good time. 80 kilometers. Knock this puppy out. So I got to the check-in and my Swiss German is like pretty terrible. So I was a little bit lost, kind of wandered around for a little while, and then eventually met up with the guys that I was gonna be hiking with, and we took off. Okay, so I got to the check-in and there's a bunch of people there. And then one guy had a Sonos, like a beatbox strapped to his backpack. And I thought to myself, okay, this is not a race. So that's good, that gives me some hope. And now we're marching along. It's pretty chill, a lot of road miles so far. A little bit of stuff through the woods, but yeah, so far it seems like just a fun event where a bunch of people get together and do an 80-kilometer hike. I try not to show too many people in my video that may not want to be filmed, but we are not hiking alone. This event maxes out at 500 people, and they fill those 500 slots every single year. The hike itself is broken up into 3 categories. There's of course the 80-kilometer that we are doing, but there's also a 50-kilometer and a 100-kilometer. Okay, we just passed the 30-kilometer mark and we are cruising. It's going well. We've barely stopped at all. So my group here, we got Sachi. I know some people were saying for the Swiss food for the first time that I found the only 2 Swiss with this hairstyle. There's actually 3 right here. So I found the 3rd.
I'm original. Huh? I was the first person. He's the one only.
We got our pace setter over here. He's our rabbit. He's always out ahead. And then we got the military man, the Roman. Now, from what I understand, there's a little over 400 people that finish the event every year, which is pretty impressive. Now, all the guys that I'm hiking with today have knocked this out multiple times. I've just got to keep up. Okay, so I think we're around the halfway point, so 40 kilometers. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but
Plus minus, eh?
Plus minus.
Plus minus.
So, Sachi hier, de boezerchef van deze groep.
Boezerchef?
De boezerchef van deze groep. He thinks we're done around midnight, so that's way earlier than I thought. I didn't really know, but yeah, it's pretty cool. That means that maybe I'll be able to sleep a couple hours. So I don't know what's normal for an event like this, but for the sake of transparency, this event counts your elevation gain against your total distance. So in reality, this is gonna be a little bit under 80 kilometers. I got a stone in my shoe. It's driving me crazy, but I can't stop to take it out because if I do, I'll lose these guys and they're my GPS and I'll get lost. I'll get lost and probably starve to death in this godforsaken wilderness. So I gotta wait until we're out of this town before I stop so I can find my way around. I've hiked 80 kilometers before, and from my experience, it's pretty difficult to avoid at least a couple of blisters. But for the first half of this hike, I was cruising, no problems at all. But then at that 50-kilometer mark, things started to go downhill a little bit. They keep on ruining my update. So yeah, I don't know how many kilometers in we are. I'm just following these guys. But actually, it's a pretty good group because they never stop. So we just go. which is great because I would like to sleep tonight. So if I can not mess up my sleeping routine, really that was the biggest thing I was worried about with this hike, was that pulling an all-nighter I haven't done since my paramedic days, and I wasn't sure how that was going to go over. If I was just going to fall asleep while standing or something. But anyways, looks like that's not going to be necessary, so that's great. A little after that 50-kilometer mark, I noticed a couple of blisters forming on my heels. I tried doing a couple of things, but nothing really helped. Ended up getting a few blisters, which is kind of a bummer, but you know, no big deal. In the last 18 kilometers, we just hit our last stop, aid station. So now it's just to bang out the last little bit here. Looks like everybody's going pretty strong here. As we're getting near the end, I'm getting pretty tired. It's way past my bedtime. But what a cool event. I mean, all these volunteers come together every year to organize, set up, and run this event. How cool is that? Thank you so much. It was so much fun. We made it.
We made it. America.
Oh yeah. 80 kilometers. There you go. I know this is a little bit different than my normal videos, but I thought it'd be cool to throw it in there. So thank you for watching. Have a good one.